Friday. Happy Friday. So we have back by popular demand Mr. Mike Savage coming on now. We have a very tight schedule. But what are we talking about today? Everyone has been asking me, DMing me. By the way, massive response for the billboard. If you guys are looking for billboards, you know to hit us up, Fame by Sheeraz. I've got 3 huge leads for our reality show. Different producers, different production companies. Why? Driving past the billboard. Driving past the billboard. Remember what I told you guys. What's your message? What is the thing that you're going after? What's your X factor? Because that billboard, I'll tell you right now, people are driving past it, they're looking at it, and it's just like your business card right there in front of everybody's face. Okay? Remember what I told you. You can wait. Okay, you can wait for your career break to happen, or you can wait to get discovered, or the corona's going on, nothing's going to happen, or you pay to play and you speed up your process. And anyone who understands pay to play, if you go and hire a publicist, that's pay to play. It's the same thing. If you're going to pay someone to help you in your career, it's pay to play. So the tricks that we teach in the Fame by Sheeraz Masterclass teaches you how to expedite your career in a faster, in a quicker way, just like this, right? Without doing a deal with the devil. Now, 2 things I want to talk about, Vikram, is dedication and commitment, okay? Can we bring on Mike? Because he has a call straight after that at 10:30.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Savage, if you're on, say a hi. Why consistency and dedication? Because everyone keeps hitting me up, asking me, oh, how did a Kim get successful? How did a Miley get successful? How did a Priyanka Chopra get successful? Why is Paris still Paris Hilton? How can she keep dominating and keep pushing, okay? And much power there when it comes to dedication. I'm going to bring up my brother, Mike Savage. He's connected right now. Let's see it.
There he is.
There he is.
Okay. What's going on, my brother?
What is up, brother? And did I hear Vikram?
Vikram is in the house, bro. Look at him, Mr. Social. Look at him. He won't take his mask off.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
What is up?
Good to see you, bro.
He's the boy. What do you think of the merch, bro?
First of all, I need a jacket. The minute you came out, and it was like, I need a jacket. I definitely need a jacket. That's right. So good. So good.
It's cool, right?
And that billboard.
Come on, man.
Stunning.
Yeah, no. Honestly, that billboard is kind of upsetting some people, bro. It's like in your face, man. That's what we do.
How do you control that thing? Like it's yours. Like you own that billboard.
Listen, man. And by the way, did I take permits? No. Did I wait to get all this stuff done? No. We just make it happen, brother, man. Yeah. And then of course the city officials know me. They see my car. Like, okay, here we go. Here he is again with his cranes. And they warned me. You know, it's the same. It's the same group, right? That I have a deal with for this billboard, right? And the guy was like, look, Sheeraz, I know, we supported the Black Lives Matter movement, blah, blah, blah. And I know you're doing your masterclass, because I have a contract with that billboard, right? So I can get that billboard whatever I want. And they put a little disclaimer. They said, please, no cranes, no putting over anything over this billboard. So I gave them like a little promise, but a little promise, but you never know. So listen, brother, man, what you got for us, man? Fame by Sheeraz family.
First, I'm going to start into this by recognizing one of the family members, which is Chris Fabregas. Like, I'm on Instagram, and all of a sudden I get hit with this notification that his store's open, right? That like now he's taking his photography to the next level, and he's got a business open. And my thought was like, how many of so Chris, first of all, like amazing, like great job putting the work in and making a decision to treat this as a business. And that's where like my thought process came today of like, it takes dedication at a level of treating this like a business. You and I know, Tony said this all the time, business is a spiritual game. Business is a spiritual practice. And when we think about spiritual practices, like I've talked about how when you and I spent, months and like years together in hotels, on contract for clients, without fail, every morning, you had a disciplined spiritual practice of waking up, going to God first before you started anything else in the day. And it was like, without fail, no matter what, that disciplined practice came first. It's not separate from what you do in life and serving your clients, in how you teach, in everything you do. That's a discipline in your practice. Just like your responsiveness to anyone that you work with, you don't just give one person the attention and the go the extra mile and add the value. That is a disciplined decision in your business practice. And anyone who is looking to build their personal brand, who is looking to get their message out there, who is looking to become a host, an influencer, to break into any form of entertainment, whether it be music or whether it be acting, they have to treat themselves like You Inc., like a business. And one of the things you worked with, all of these stars, and I watched it time and time again, is training them on the discipline of being ready, being available, taking advantage of every opportunity, prioritizing their business. They didn't treat it like a hobby. They didn't take action in hours where other people weren't doing business, right? If business and entertainment happened between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. every day, they got another job at 3 a.m., worked till noon, and they were ready for the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. business hours of breaking in, right? It's like the whatever it takes, make the decision, act. And you mentioned a couple names at the beginning of this, and
Let me jump in for a second.
Yeah.
So if you think about whether you're a brand or whether you're a talent, okay, and people are talking about social media, I can tell you, when I've worked with, whether it's Logan Paul, Ace Family, Lele Pons,
right.
I mean, all the big ones, or even the TikTok stars, one thing that I've seen what they've all done and they're all consistent on is the power of consistency. They really are consistent. Like you said, you have to ask yourself the question, are you treating your social media, your Instagram account, your YouTube account, your Twitter, your Facebook, and TikTok, whatever, as a real business?
Right.
Are you showing up on time? Are you putting out that content religiously? Are you pushing? Are you promoting it? As opposed to just throwing something up there and hoping something's going to happen. It doesn't work like that.
Right. You mentioned Logan, right? So I'm gonna flip to Jake because he just knocked somebody out the other day, right? Oh my God!
And I set up Jake's fake wedding.
The whole piece.
It's in the masterclass, brother. It's in the masterclass.
So look at what he just did, and he got out of the ring and he said, like, this is my lane, and he's not messing around. Like, he's ready to throw punches for a while. But look at both of them. The consistency in posting, in creating content that they knew their fans wanted and delivering it not haphazardly once in a while, regularly, in your face, impact, right? Dialed up, right? That's the level of dedication and discipline that you have to give these businesses. People, oh my God, how did they have time to create the content? They treated it like a business. They penetrated so quickly and they were able to monetize because they built their audience, but they built it by being consistent.
And I'm going to give you an example. If you look at Logan, when Logan came back from, remember after Dubai, we took him to whatever, that was the best activation we did, right?
Ever.
Then after that, he made a mistake and, done that, the video in Japan.
In Japan.
But let me tell you something. Do you know, he went through the hardest period of his life when he had so much hate, so much negativity. They were bringing down him, bringing down his mom, bringing down Jake. But you know what? He stuck. He was still consistent. He
didn't hide from it at all.
Hide from it, man. He owned it. He pushed it. He fought for it. Now, obviously, he's reinvented his brand. And whereas Jake, if you look what Jake did, which I love about him, is he took on even a bigger commitment that I'm going to go and fight someone on a Mike Tyson bill by stepping up his game, So I think from the discipline, what are some other key areas that people can kind of, if they're not disciplined, if they're not, if they're getting lazy or if they're getting complacent, they say, yeah, I'm posting on Instagram or I'm doing it for my business, but they're not doing enough. There's 24 hours in a day, right? How hard are you pushing, So give us some tidbits on that. If people who can't take the action to take that discipline to be banging out that content or doing that stuff for the brand every single day, like clockwork.
Having been around Tony and looking at clients that make it, clients that are successful at building their business, you've been so consistent now for decades, right? Whether it was building the milkshake brands or which honestly was just a vehicle for this business still. And you've constantly reinvented, found new ways, shifted, made a pivot, innovated, And I think some people, their first challenge is like, don't be married to the one way you think it needs to be done. Because the rule in business is find out what your audience wants, go get it, and give it to them.
Can you say that again, please?
Find out what your audience wants, go get it, and give it to them. And what?
So Brittany Winfrey, who has a blazer line, explain that statement to her. She has a blazer line, and she represents female empowerment. So say that statement to her. What does she have to do in her business?
I love that. But and you showed that blazer last time I was on that she sent to you. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So it automatically represents a statement of power. Putting a woman in a nice, gorgeous, well-tailored blazer that they can wear in a business meeting, but also out, like perfect styling. I took a look right after she sent that to you. I was like, this is great. But if you go out and make turquoise blazers because you love turquoise and you think turquoise is the next black this season, but your audience wants red, you end up with a stockpile of turquoise blazers and your audience going, man, if that was only in red. And it's really as simple as, you know, market research means you go ask your market what they want. You got to do the market research. You got to poll and ask and engage. Get on and put up a couple things and say, we're going in this direction. Tell us what you think. Ladies, what's the new color that you believe represents female empowerment? Let's do this together. When your customer base feels like they've been a part of what you're creating, whether it's a live, whether it's a song, whether it's an online experience or a product, they will buy the product because they feel like they're a part of it. You know, so if she can engage and get feedback and really connect, right, then come back and create what they want, they will support it. They'll support it 100%. But if you make something they don't want, the chances are they're going to walk away from everything you're putting out. And you know, there's constant examples of brands who have put out things that their audience didn't want, and they've fallen on their face, right? Whether it's technology, whether it was, you know, music players in the early 2000s, you know, shifts in clothing lines that absolutely obliterated brands. It's happened time and time again. But you watch brands that do a great job of reading what their audience wants.
So ask your customer what they want and go get it.
Yeah, that's it. You know, the Kardashians are a prime example of this being like when the fashion app came out, right? And everybody was like, oh, I don't know, do I want to pay for this app? And right, but it was photos of the fashion statements that the Kardashians wanted. You could open a photo of Kim or Khloe or any of the sisters and click on what they were wearing and what they represented and immediately purchase through the app. Everybody always wanted to know, who's your stylist? What are you wearing? So they just said, let's answer that, but then monetize it and give people an avenue to go through this fashion experience with us. Freaking killed it.
Yeah, look at Skims. Same thing. She was asking people about Skims.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shapewear, all that kind of stuff she's doing. She's making an absolute killing on it. You know, go to your customer, ask what they want, you know?
And today, and I'm going to go back to BA agency because she just said
hold on a second. Yeah, you ask her, but look at that one good question someone just said. Look at Quibi. It's gone after 6 months. And that's Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah.
They didn't ask their customers what they want. They just said, hey, there you go. Everybody wants 10 minutes or less of content.
And it didn't matter the billions of dollars that they raised. It didn't matter. They missed the mark in delivering what the market wanted. And today you have access to so much data. You know, if you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook and you're on TikTok and you build a business and influencer account, you have data. You have real market research. If you're not disciplined enough to not just be in front of the camera, but get behind it and learn how to use that data to reach more people, then you're playing business. You're not really in this to build a business. You're just playing it. If you're not in the master class creating a list of a checklist, a daily checklist of everything that Sheeraz teaches you to do and executing on it daily, building a habit around it, then you're playing business. You're not in business. And I got to tell you, like, if there's one person I know everybody on this call knows does not play business, it's you. You're disciplined. You're up early. You're making your connections and phone calls. You're checking in on your clients. You're working on your activations. You're delivering to the people that are, you know, diving in deeply in the masterclass. You've got regularly scheduled calls morning and evening. Like, you are so disciplined in your approach, which is why every major star in the last 3 decades almost, I'm not going to age you, but came to you.
No, of course. Yeah.
That's why they came to you.
And let me tell you something. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because people have to learn about this. Okay, so there's a client I've worked with in the past. Okay, you remember Gabby, the 3 sisters?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you something. I spoke to her last night, and I love this girl. Right, I've worked with her. We've moved the needle. She's done everything. Right, but she got into. She made a mistake. Let's say, okay, and then there was some negative news or whatever that came out yesterday. And I know this girl very, very well. I know the family very well. Okay.
Yeah.
But so there was a negative story that came out. She had done something, okay, that created a huge negative reaction. You know, she apologized and so forth. But I spoke to her yesterday, and the sad thing is that, and I teach this in the masterclass, okay, because what she did innocently, she was just playing around. She found some old photograph of when she was a little baby. She put it online and she tried to monetize it. Okay, but let me tell you what happened. And I teach this purely in the masterclass. And when I spoke to her yesterday, I said, listen, you gotta sit down. You gotta watch this, okay? Because something happened for you to do that negative move, okay? And it was, who did you allow in your inner circle, okay? And I was stressing the point last night to her because I know her. The girl is great. She's perfect. You know, I've worked with her over the years. We've done activations, everything. Why is this one moment there's something that's not you that just happened? And I found out last night that it was she allowed other people in her inner circle. They got in her ear. They pumped her up. Oh, you should try this. Oh, you should do this. You should do this. You should do this. You should do this. And then it completely derailed her because she allowed some negative force to come into her life when she was going on the straight path.
Yeah.
It was building slowly, slowly, slowly. You saw she could pack out malls. She could shut down, you know, CBD companies that we've worked with. I mean, she crushed it, bro. On social
when you allow associates into cabinet level conversations, the thing we talked about last time I was on, if you don't stand guard at the gates of your mind and make values-based decisions for yourself, hold to your higher self, the values that you know are going to create, you know, strong bonds. If you don't hold to those values and you allow associates who you barely know to influence your decision making, it is a recipe for disaster.
And this happened for her. She'd actually listened to one person and told her, oh, you should try this OnlyFans account, or you should try this, you should try this. And all this time, you know, she wasn't doing it. And then I told her, I said, listen, own it, ask for forgiveness, let's heal from it, and let's move on. And right now, she's taking the masterclass. Right now, literally 5 minutes before I went live, I said, study this, because this is the power that people need to learn of who do you allow in your inner ear. Right. Who are you letting close in? Because that one person, first of all, they probably haven't succeeded themselves, right? Or they're jealous, you know, or they're frustrated, and then they want to bring you down a rabbit hole for no reason.
Bobby just said it. Bobby just said it. It only takes one.
There you go, Bobby.
It only takes one.
So speak to Bobby right now, man. Let's put him in check. What's up, brother?
Bobby G.
So is he still listening to his mom, his dad, or is he taking action, man?
Is he showing his dad that he's the man, right? It's that, you know, have you shown up as the apprentice that leaves and you know, in a little while he's going to go, everything he knows. I'm so proud of him. taking the step out. Oh, look at this. Yeah, BHC, Bobby G's on the spot. Bobby, give us the update. Give us the update, brother.
No, he's a good guy. He promised me he's not going to listen to anyone and take action.
He definitely confirmed that he's
he did with his language. There you go. Bobby G is on fire.
We're keeping it PG in the audio. We're keeping it PG in the audio.
Of course, and even look, I wanted to give a shout out to you were saying, like with Chris Fabregas. I mean,
Yeah.
look what he's been doing, bro. This guy's been getting free media, earned media. Okay, he's getting on all the news. He gave a great insight. And if you watched the other day on the live, he gave us a little where he changed his headline, his name, and he added the word Seattle. That micro-targeted people who are searching for him in Seattle, and that's then growing his business.
Right. Yeah, I've been watching his moves online, on Instagram, and it's great. That's the discipline. It's the discipline of saying, this is a portal, this is the window. People are window shopping my business right here. Do they see regularly refreshed and innovative window displays? Or is this the same window display they've seen the last 15 times they've come through past my business? And if they don't see something impactful, fresh, right, something innovative, and if you're not drawing them in, right, creating that wow factor, the thing you're amazing at, right, creating the wow factor.
FOMO, brother, FOMO.
They're going to pass you up. You know, all of the companies and brands that I work with, they all look at work as the thing they love to do. They don't feel like they have to do it. They feel like they love to do it. You know, I work with this amazing resort company down in Mexico, Vidanta, and everybody on the team there is so passionate about like the level of service they deliver. And you can tell, even though they're employees, every one of them on their social media, like they represent the lifestyle because they're passionate about the product they represent. Well, if people can be passionate about resort experiences, right, and high-end travel, you should be even more passionate about what you are delivering from your heart with creativity, right, and with mastery. That's the deal, is you've got to look and say, like, is there anything in my psychology that's holding me back from going all in on myself? What is really, sorry, that my...
Okay, another story, Mike. Mike, I want you to talk about. Let's build upon that, which is what Steve Wynn does for his customers. So let's talk about that. So we don't need to be discounted. You don't need to be cheap.
This
Because remember, because I don't like getting into the price war. Oh my God, am I too expensive? Oh, is my blazer too expensive? It's not selling. No. Let's talk about Steve Wynn, brother.
So Win from the top down, about consistently delivering the highest quality experience. So from the materials they use in building the building, he believes even the materials that people don't see, the concrete, the steel, the aluminum.
Can you explain who he is for people who are watching that might not know who he is?
So Steve, yeah, Vegas, baby, exactly. Steve Wynn has built the Wynn and the Encore, two of the most beautiful resorts in Las Vegas. They are the premier resorts to stay at in Las Vegas. And then he built these gorgeous resorts in Macau, and he's a developer, but he develops with heart and always with the customer and the employee, by the way, in mind first, right? He treats his employees like their customer number one, because he knows that if he treats his employees well, they will treat the customers well. Wynn is by far one of the most innovative businessmen of the last 20 or 30 years. By the way, his building in Macau, it's shaped round like a hug because he wanted the building to feel like it was hugging people as they came in. Like, that's the level of care he puts into design. But in customer experience, like how they go out of their way. I'll give you one example. He tells the story of how an older couple arrived from California, from LA. And they pulled in, and as they got to their room, they realized that they left their medication on the counter at home. And the bellman heard the conversation as they were unpacking. He was getting their luggage and taking it out. So the bellman arranged to go to LA overnight, drive after work, pick up their medication and bring it back to them so it was there for them in the morning. Steve Wynn rewards people for going out of their way to deliver excellent customer service. So that's a one-off thing, but they're constantly looking at delivering such a wow customer service experience that even in 2001 and again in 2008, when Vegas was suffering, after 9/11 and then after the market crash, Wynn was able to retain his employees and continue to deliver an outstanding experience when other resorts were shutting down.
And I'm going to share you add one story that when I was in Macau, I've been to Macau many times as well, as you know,
Beautiful.
our fellow
Beautiful.
brother, our Chinese fellow
Beautiful.
billionaire. You know who he is without mentioning his name.
Oh,
So listen to this. This is how powerful the stories that I heard in Macau. So you've got a guy, Steve Wynn, who's built the best of the best. He adds value. He only says yes to his customers. You know what I mean? Anything that they want, they say yes. So there was a guy who was gambling, okay, losing a lot of money. And in Macau, whatever, they do baccarat. So they're like they're losing like millions and millions and millions of dollars. Do you know there was one Chinese dude, okay, he was gambling, losing so much money. I heard this story, losing so much money. Steve Wynn walks past. He sees Steve Wynn. He had just lost $20 million, and he went and ran up and hugged Steve Wynn.
Yes.
After fucking losing $20 million, bro.
Right.
He went and hugged him.
Right.
In his casino. That's what a fan he was of Wynn.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He was happy losing 20 million because Steve creates an experience. But his level of discipline in making a decision, everything will be an experience. The flowers that people walk in and see, the way drinks are made, the way smoothies are delivered, all the way to like the restaurant experiences and the cleanliness, it's never sacrificed.
Do you know, I remember our restaurant
consistent,
in London, our restaurants in London, Tinseltown, right? We used to do some small, right at the end, when the check used to come, one small thing we used to do is give like a lollipop.
Yeah.
It was the smallest thing when the check would go, and people would be talking about the lollipop.
By the way, best milkshake.
Oh, come on, man.
Every time I go, I eat there now.
Of course, man.
I love that.
Shout out to Tinseltown family in London.
Shout out to Tinseltown. So, Sheeraz, I would love to stay. Unfortunately, I have to go to that next meeting.
I know we do. I know what it's about, brother. But I'm going to tell you something quickly before we wrap up. Yeah. So yesterday, someone drives past my billboard, okay? And he hits me up, sends me an email, whatever. And this is I want to give an education to everyone, right? Because you have to promote yourself, brand yourself, whatever. This dude yesterday said to me, because he knows I have a restaurant business, whatever, in London. He straight out said to me, I will bankroll you and give you whatever money you want, invest in whatever you want, if you want to open your own restaurant chain. This is all from a billboard.
Right.
Literally, the guy, overnight, I connected with this guy yesterday, wanted to say, okay, I want to fund a restaurant chain for you and so forth. I want to give this to you. I want to give this to you. So but before we wrap up, I want to talk about the power of billboards and being in your face. Because right now, Mike, I'm telling you, everyone's stuck. Everyone's stuck at home. This is the time to scream. This is the time to go loud.
Yeah, you've got a captive audience. People are at home. They're on social media more. They're online more. Now's the time to double down. The discipline and consistency, the habit of taking what you're learning from the masterclass and turning it into a habitual checklist of things that you do every day for your business. That has to happen now. When everybody else leans back, you lean in, right? The discipline of treating this like a business, not a hobby. The business of you, now is the time to do it. Now, and this is your billboard, right? This is your billboard. So dive in, really have to bounce.
Love you, my brother. We will be in touch. Okay, my man. Take care.